Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. Now, today I'm going to just go over exactly how my PvP start has been going. Now, obviously, I'm not in for that long. I haven't been winning all that much. Okay, I've been winning quite a bit, as you can see, 3 defeats and the rest are victories. But there's a reason why I'm part of the winning team so often. Now, originally, when I first started playing, the number one thing that I did was I learned how to stay alive. Now, staying alive will help you in a PvP match. Now, you know that you stay close to the turrets, you pull back, you know how to jump back to the safe zone, you know when to engage, when to disengage, how to pull a person into a gank, watch the map. All of those skills that I learned in intermediate have now started to play a role in the actual play. And you know that you have to keep your eye open and keep your eye on the map looking for the the jungler. You know that he's going to pull a gank, and if the jungler isn't in the jungle, then you know that they have a full attack team, and if he isn't staying in the jungle long enough, then you know that you can go and steal their buffs. And all of this plays a big role, but remember, you must try and keep yourself out of sight as the jungler, and so that's what I learned to do as a jungler. Now, my other character role, as you can see, I did play one good game with him, but that is just because he's so similar to Master Yi. So I did play Wukong once or twice, and the thing is that he has a very similar control range to Master Yi, but he's also very similar to Garen. He has the same type of a feel to him as a character, so I use him in that way, and that's how I managed to pull out my wins. Now, the reason for my tactics working so well is I have 50 hours in the game right now. That is the standard. You need to build up your time. You need to work on all of your weak points, all of your strong points. And once you reach this level, the next thing that you have to improve is you have to improve your killing strategies. Now, you have to look at a team. You have to know when you're implementing. Now, one of the biggest problems for me has been lag. I end up getting hit with the lag spike, and there it's the end of it for me. I try to activate my powers, they're not engaging. The stickiness of the moves are really catching me. So with that sticky nature that comes in, you can't engage your powers. Whether they're locking you or not, it doesn't make a difference, because you engage when you're not being locked and it doesn't engage. That means that you lost the chance to hit an enemy. You try to chase them afterwards, you're far behind. You have the ability to do that instant strike. All of this changes that whole mechanic. So you have to learn to adapt to the lag. You have to work around the lag. And when it comes to turning where I am right now, I'm going to do PvP all the way up to 100 hours. Now, when I reach 100 hours, I'm going to go ranked. But there's another catch to it. If you want to go ranked and you want to rank up above gold, keep in a team. That means that you'll always be able to play your best position. So, for example, you have someone like me. My best position isn't exactly jungler, but I am working very hard on jungler, so I understand jungler the best. So, if you were in a team with me, you could be the tank. Stand front and you attack. That is where you're going to play. You got another person who is good with carry. They're good with support. Fantastic. Carrying and support, you got them in, it's going to the front. You got another person who's good at dealing damage. Brilliant. There's your 5-man team. You've got a double jungler team. You know how to work together as two junglers. Fantastic. Two junglers, you can make sure that the enemy doesn't get buffed. And if the enemy not getting buffed, that means that y'all can take the advantage. You can keep killing the enemy jungler by playing it in the right sequence. And you have an advantage later in the game because you can get all the buffs on the map. And if they try to surprise attack you, they're going to get double hit with the junglers. Now, junglers generally have a very strong strike and they have a very strong buff to their power. And that's where the junglers generally favor the mechanic. Now, you do get marksman type junglers, and that there makes a different story. So you have to try and expose yourself to different tactics. Now, let's say, for example, you have a team with me on it, right? I'm going to play Master Yi 90% of the time. But if I wanted to play jungler with, say, for example, Wukong, now that's going to be a different story. A Wukong jungler is going to be an entirely different type of attack. His ultimate is very important for him to get onto the map, and his ability to actually do damage is limited to his double strikes, his number strike, his cloud strike. And when it comes to doing mass damage, he can't do that much of mass damage. So he's a single strike surprise enemy. So basically that's where you're going to use him. The moment you have the chance to do a single strike, you're going to call him in, you're going to push him into that position. So he can't run jungler like Master Yi. Master Yi is a crowd control type assault. So when do you play him at the best? When you have a large number in an area, you can use him to scare them. So in other words, if they're pushing onto you, you know you've done some damage, he can do a lot of damage to them and force them to push back, heal up while you have a chance to take out their turret. So that is what you want to do. That is how you want to play him. So if you were using someone like me, Master Yi, you're going to make sure that you keep a few close parameters. You're going to make sure that that mid lane on the river has at least two spots, one on each side near each entrance to the river itself. That gives you a nice close look on what's going on. So provided I'm in the first jungle, you can see what's going on. If they take out one of them, you know that's the point to attack, because they're going to try and make a push. If they take them all out instead of just taking one, then you know that they're making a play. You can gather up again, regroup, and push into them the moment they pop up on the map. So those are the things that you need to think about. That is how come when I get into a good group in PvP, I generally pull off a win. And it's thanks to guys like Ricky Siggs. When they see me in the game, they know where I'm going to play, they know how I'm going to play. They push down, they push up, they push themselves in the right positions to give me a chance to help them. And some games I'll do 6 for 1. Some games I'll do 13 for 1. And okay, I haven't done 13 for 1 in PvP as yet, but eventually I'm going to reach that state. This is exactly like my climb through PvE, but I'm actually accelerating in my climb in PvP because I understand the mechanics of my character. I understand not to go near Lux, because Lux generally stuns me, holds me in place, and I'm very squishy. So when that happens, I just get taken out instantly. I know not to go up against Yasuo before he uses his airburst strike. So I wait for him to use it on somebody else, and then I attack him. And I attack him as hard as I can, as fast as I can. Because if he gets a chance to recover his attacks, it ends up hurting me more. So I use all of these strategies into my accounting. When it comes to a champion like Garen, provided he's down more than a small percentage of his bar, is like 80% health, I can take him on. I can hit him, provided he's trying to push towards the turret. Hit him in that state, let him use his strike on me, keep hitting him, he'll die. Then I fall back to my turret and walk back to base. If they come into the turret to attack me, there's a strong chance that whoever I'm with on that lane will take them out. So I'm willing to risk the loss at that point. Allow the enemy to see you when it benefits yourself. In other words, if you want the enemy to start congregating on a lane where you already have a very strong team, allow them to see the third person sneak in, because then they're going to think, here's 3 people, they're going to try and make a push. Okay, right, let's get onto that side. We can kill them quickly if we just group 4. But on the other side, you had a tank who wasn't getting any progress, and now there's nobody accounting against him. You now have a clear lane, you bust the turrets as fast as possible, open a way to the enemy keep. Once the enemy keep is open, you just wait, you keep attacking, keep playing the patient game, and make sure that that count is going up slowly. Once you reach about a kill count of about 13 to 14, this is the strategy. Allow your entire team to group together. Push into the enemy team as fast as possible. Allow your tank to take in the most damage in the start, and then you wipe out the enemy team. In other words, you want to do as many group dealing damage effects as possible and wipe them. Once they have been wiped, you then push right down the map into the keep once more and destroy it in one fatal blow. Because at that point, it's at least going to take them 30 seconds to recover. If your team is all together with that 30 seconds on the enemy team, that gives you 30 seconds to get in and do damage. If you lose 1 or 2 champions, it still doesn't matter. 2 champions can take it down. But always remember to hold for that strategy. If you want to play another strategy to make it very difficult for the enemy to progress, you take on the buffs from the Rift Herald and Baron Nashor. So you catch the Rift Herald at the right moment, and then when Baron Nashor spawns, your entire team takes him out, and then you'll move into a lane. After enriching everybody, help your troops reach the next post. While they're attacking a turret, everybody gathers in one point and you make a push. They're actually going to make a lot of damage on those sides. If they manage to break 2 or 3 turrets for you, that means that you've opened up the keep on the sides. And that is what you want. You want to keep making headway. And when it comes to defending your turrets, if it is the choice between losing a turret or costing yourself a life, allow yourself to lose the turret. Now, this is a tutorial on how to get into PvP, and this is how you get towards a winning recipe. Now, even though this is very good for me right now, I could end up going up against a team who is more versatile. They're playing an odd strategy, they're playing the double jungler strategy. Then the strategy I just mentioned is going to be very, very dangerous. You can't all group up in one spot, especially if they have two crowd control junglers and a Misfortune, because all they're going to do is let Misfortune use a wide range assault, and then they're going to cut right through you with Weiju style. And with two Weiju styles hitting you, it will take a considerable amount of damage. Then they just have to overdrive and clean up the rest of you while they're moving through. You might get one of them, but they more than likely are going to kill you. Now, I did say Weiju style, but there are other techniques you can use. You could be using Gragas, and you could be using his charge. And when he hits you with that charge, he does a tremendous amount of damage, plus he heals. And he could be charging through you. All of this does massive damage. Plus, he can use the bomb to disorient you, to spread you out so that you can't group your attacks. All of this has to come into consideration. So don't think that a one format play is all that you can do. You can always play different formats, but you must always remember, make sure that you favor losing a turret over losing a character. If you are losing turrets too quickly, that's when you change the strategy. You can lose up to 3 turrets, and this is just the first one on each lane, before the kill count reaches 20. Right, so your team must keep a low kill count. If you are sitting at something like 2s and 3s and your enemy is at 20, don't worry about them making headway, because when you start killing them, you're going to make more headway than they can do. Because obviously, let's say that it was 2 to 20 or 0 to 20, when you kill them in the next round and they have that 40-second cooldown, and 2 of them are down or 3 of them are down, now you just start charging on a lane. You charge down with your units, you take down the first turret, you take down the second turret, they respawn, you pull back to your turret, they make a push on the turret, you fall back, you come back in, you wipe them out. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to keep playing the same strategy. You allow them to take 1, you take 2. This time now you have an open route straight to their keep. If they don't charge your super allied minions, it's going to cost them a lot of health on their keep. They're going to want to keep holding them off, and you know now that they're going to have to concentrate hard on that lane that you opened. So you go to the sides, you help somebody on the side, you break the next one, break the next one, break the next one, open out a second lane. Now with 2 of those lanes filling up, they know they have to keep you all occupied. Then you'll just have one person break off from your massive formation that's pushing into the center, and let them break all of the other turrets. So once all the turrets are down on 3 sides, all your minions swarm on the center. Now, this is my strategy. This is my strategy as a noob, right? So please know that I am still a noob at this game. I am in no way an expert. I am no way good. This is just me looking at it from what I have learned so far. Now, obviously, there are way better players out there. Actually, I found one of the guys from Eve on Wild Rift, that's Excondor, and he does such a phenomenal job explaining the characters. I'd say that he's about 10 times better than me when it comes to this game. So if you want a better class on who to choose, how to use them, go to Excondor. He's going to definitely help you. Now, as for me, I haven't yet even started messing around with my ruins. And there's another reason why I learned not to do it. The reason why I'm not messing with my ruins is, when I have a team, I can pair up my ruins with the team's suggestions so that we have an even better team format than we should have. So I could have a reduced health ruin and an increased damage ruin to ensure that somebody takes maximum kills. It may mean that my KD suffers, but that team will be really strong. And if we go into things like ranked with that team, we'll just keep winning and progressing and progressing. And they'll get MVP one game, I'll get MVP, somebody else in the team will get MVP. But that's the thing that you want. You want to progress up till the point where you are the very best. Yes, and I am copying Pokemon on that. I want to be the very best that no one ever was in this game. And that is exactly who I am copying. Obviously, I don't want to be an Ash Ketchum. Ash Ketchum is always trying to be the very best. He has all the skill, he has all the Pokemon, he just is never the very best. But anyway, that's what I want to do. I want to have a go at it, and I'm hoping that in the next few weeks, my gameplay improves so much so that I am willing to try and take on a ranked match. Now, I'm not going to take on the ranked match till I have a team, because I know if I am in a team and we work well together and we play well together, we can rank ourselves up as a team till we are worthy of maybe gold, emerald, or even diamond. And if we can get all the way up to diamond, hopefully we can take the top ranks in diamond. So thank you all for watching. Have a good day.